Elon, the king of memes, has the ability to pump the crypto markets like literally nobody else. You guys know that more than anybody. When he starts speaking, everybody listens, and more importantly, everybody buys whatever he was talking about. He spoke about BTC, it rallied. He talked about the dogefather, Doge rallied. He called out injustice for pnut, pnut rallied. Elon is the meme coin Midas. Everything he touches turns into gold. But there was one pet, literally one pet, that he hasn't spoken about for years, and nobody noticed. Well, not yet, at least. In today's show, ladies and gentlemen, yes. In today's show, I'm going to show you Elon's pet that hasn't even gotten any attention yet. But despite the tiny size, it has absolutely massive potential. So if that sounds good to you guys, do me a favor, absolutely obliterate that like button. And if you guys are appreciating what we've done so far, do us a favor, hit that bell notification. If you're subscribed already, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that, because videos like this could literally change your life. And I know that you guys know, if you've been watching, we've been crushing the calls lately. So without further ado, let's dive into it, guys. Let's go check out the markets. And it is a little bit later than I normally record, so we do know it does seem it's not a crazy day in the markets, but after all the good news that we gave you yesterday, you know, it does seem like whatever the Bitcoin ETFs were thinking about selling before, you know, have slowed down. And as you can see, yesterday, we had a positive $250 million on top of everything else that we mentioned in yesterday's video, right? Which is very bullish. But as you can see, most of the volume came from, of course, the two giants, mostly BlackRock, followed by Fidelity and BitB a little bit, and ARK a little bit as well, after they realized this is the funnest rule of crypto. If you sell, thou shalt be forgiven, but thou must buy back higher. And as we can see here, down here, that's probably what happened, right? They're like, oh, it's topped out. I need to sell right now. And then, you know, that's what happens. So Aaron over here made a really good post. And he says, Michael Burry made $800 million on his Big Short trade, as immortalized in the movie Big Short. Michael Saylor, he is sitting on an unrealized profit of $12 billion from Bitcoin. Who should play Michael Saylor in the movie The Big Long? Well, I think Tucker does a really good job at doing parodies of Michael Saylor. It's actually hilarious. I wish I had pulled one up right now. But check this out, guys. So if you didn't know, Saylor has a plan of buying $42 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? And as British Hodl says over here, the $42 billion Saylor put on spot Bitcoin will impact the market like this. Bookmark this and let's see if this year works out like this, because he does want to do this over the course of this year, right? And he says Saylor is clearly running through this in a year, not 3 years. They've used $7 billion in 2 weeks. So assuming that this is the pace, $42 billion over approximately 252 trading days, that's a bid in the market on average of $167 million every single day from one buyer. If we take the daily mined supply of 450 Bitcoin and add 30% for a selling trading float to be conservative, we have 585 Bitcoin in play on an average day. That gives us a floor price, because Saylor can buy all of those daily, of $285,000 per coin. It will not immediately jump there. It will take time to flush out sales, empty OTC desks, etc. But when it does, we will see rapid rises, probably more rapid than we're used to. And there's a really great presentation that Michael Saylor did recently at the Cantor conference or whatever. I will put the link in the description below. You guys should watch it. It's mind-blowing. He talks about this. Everything he's talking about, he talks about in that, and it's insane. Super bullish. So should that happen, MicroStrategy's valuation will expand 3x to 150 billion, assuming no hysteria, no parabolic, no one else buying, and no bull run coming, which we know that is all very unlikely to happen. Saylor can then issue $100 billion against that and do the same thing. That would be a $100 billion put in the market, guaranteeing a floor price of $686,000 per coin for the next year. In what would traditionally be known as a bear market, Wall Street will understand this. cease up all selling from ETFs, miners, then we go from 585 coin daily selling float to 200 coins with OTC desk empty. And that's when things get really wild. This is assuming they do not do this faster. It assumes that there's no other buyers like America entering the market. It assumes retail stays out, and it assumes none of the bull market ever happens. This is just Saylor. This is the S curve, and it's coming. Oh yes. And if that wasn't bullish enough, these are the public companies that have adopted the Michael Saylor strategy. Essentially, it is a growing and growing list. They're all more or less tech focused, but this will change. It doesn't matter. Companies, as we've been talking about, are able to adopt this. And so just that strategy alone from Michael Saylor. And we know from yesterday's video that it's just the first domino to fall, the biggest by far, but others are following. And as America and other countries start to adopt the Bitcoin standard, right? The Bitcoin strategic reserve, and the supply shock will be insane, where we see price rises of $10,000 or $20,000 per day, price going up in Bitcoin. Mark my words, it will happen. That's not unrealistic. That's not crazy. So what did I do? Well, I went and I bought more Bitcoin. Now, I know some people say, careful, don't trust wrapped Bitcoin, but it's fine, right? What I'm doing is I'm literally, as my value of my Bitcoin increases, I'm able to take out a loan, and then I use that stable coin to go buy more Bitcoin or wrapped Bitcoin because it's on Ethereum chain. And then I just re-collateralize that. And so then when I am able to take profits from my Memecoins, I will go back and pay this $750,000 loan. And it's like me getting 8.19 Bitcoin for free, right? And if you watch that speech, that presentation that Michael Saylor made that I just told you about in the description below, you will see that Michael Saylor's medium case for the price of Bitcoin by 2045 is $13 million. So if that's the case, then by 2045, this is about worth $100 million, what I just did here yesterday, right? And that's how I'm looking at it, right? Think about your wealth in terms of Bitcoin, not in terms of dollars. And as you can see over here, all the red numbers over here, there is a massive amount of Bitcoin being taken off exchanges and not really much being put on them, right? Look at the 20,000 removed from Coinbase Coinbase Pro in the last month, not even Coinbase. So really just all-time lows on exchanges. And I told you guys yesterday that this Mara Holdings was going to do $700 million or 750, whatever. And that got oversubscribed in like seconds. Talking about like ICOs or public sales or whatever. So now they raise it to $1 billion. Okay, great. Another $1 billion of buying order. What does this mean? Guys, this means that you better have your Bitcoin before there's none left to get. And certainly sub $100,000 is still, in my opinion, a good price. And that's why Michael Saylor just recently bought some. That's why I just recently bought some. It's not too late. It's just the beginning of parabolic mania. Axel says, today, NASDAQ will announce the listing of options on BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. Major speculators are expecting their toolkits boosting interest in Bitcoin as an asset class. So as you can see over here, James Van Straten says, today will be the first attempt at a $100,000 mark for BTC as options launch on IBIT today. At the minimum, a new all-time high. CME and open interest at all-time highs. Couldn't ask for a better setup. At Saylor could be the added catalyst here. Now, James says this, I don't really know, right? I'm not a traditional TradFi guy, right? So I don't know exactly why options are super bullish, but BlackRock's options start trading today. And the market's open and started trading about an hour and 15 minutes ago as of time of recording. And the price is 92,145. So is it going to pop and go and challenge new all-time highs? Well, it certainly seems that way. But I mean, certainly that's like, it's not hard to do. 93, it's almost there, right? So could it? I don't know. We'll see as the day plays out. But certainly bullish direction, right? Certainly a bullish direction here as we go forward. And guys, remember, I'm going to tell you Elon's pet that hasn't been talked about yet that could explode if he mentions it coming up. So stick around. In 2020, after Bitcoin broke its previous all-time, this is really interesting. So in 2020, after Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high of 19,700, it surged 26%, consolidated for a week, and then jumped to $40,000. Fast forward to today, Bitcoin has risen 28% after surpassing its previous all-time high and has been consolidating for 6 days. History might be repeating itself, right? It needs this little bit of consolidation period and then bam, and then bam. Who knows? Just interesting to look at these things sometimes. They really, sometimes, just speculation here. Cointelegraph says bullish, Bitcoin's fuel multiple signals a potential 90% rally as rare golden cross forms, historically triggering the major BTC surges. Okay, another point of agreement there. Dennis Porter says, I heard that the Trump team is considering an executive order for a national strategic Bitcoin reserve in order to beat any state from passing it into law first. I can confirm that the US Senate offices are backing this plan up. Game on, President Trump, the race is on. Okay, so next we have this news here. I'm not gonna play this video for you, but basically Donald is looking to potentially buy the crypto trading platform Bakkt. Now, Bakkt was largely a major failure. It doesn't really do much, but if Trump buys it, maybe it will not become a major failure anymore. And also, Trump is going to talk with Brian Armstrong from Coinbase in private to discuss appointments to the administration. Who knows? Maybe Brian becomes something in politics. I don't know. And Tim over here says, I'm a down-to-earth guy, but seriously, all dreams of crypto people are coming true very fast. Pro-crypto president, pro-crypto administration, president wants to buy crypto platform, president meets crypto CEOs, Saylor going insane with buying, Wall Street keeps buying, soon countries will start buying. There are no other words for it. I don't know what will happen, but some serious insanity might lie ahead when the entire system is no longer against crypto. Also, zero doubt BTC will hit parity with gold, and maybe sooner than we expected. In short, we won, and this is simply amazing. Amen to that. You get that like and a follow because I disagree with you so much on that one. All right, guys. And as you can see here, it is still not altcoin season yet. Again, my assumption is that it's going to be in January. Right? I definitely think that altcoin season will be in January. And if we go back and we look at like 2021, right, we start to see that altcoin season, essentially, it's bouncing on the same line as it did right here, right? And like I said, I mean, it literally started to happen right in January, right in the very beginning. By the time that we launched Paid Network, which was like January 20th or something like that. So right around here is when it was really starting to crush, right? And that's when it just went parabolic all the way until it topped around middle of May. And that's what we want to watch. That's what we're going to be watching on this channel. Together as a community, we're going to keep each other accountable. Maybe I'll be doing some live streams then, but we want to make sure that we maybe take some profits before the summer months. As you can see, the summer months cool down a lot, right? By August, by the middle of summer, it's no longer altcoin season. It is Bitcoin season again. And we did get a second rally. And it was a massive blow off top. So we're going to watch that very close. We're going to watch that very close this year. As Miles says, the total 3 altcoin index breakout confirmed on the weekly. Plus 36 to go to all-time highs. This would be very, very bullish. So we could see it sooner than January. This weekly breakout does seem to suggest it. But I think that we go into real price discovery once we break this old all-time high. And my guess is that it becomes in January, like I said. And as we come over here, look on the weekly, the strongest performer by sector is still Memecoins. And as we look at the funding heat rate map, it's still cool, right? There's nothing to worry about over here as far as the funding getting overheated. It still seems very, very just chill, if you ask me. All right, guys. And as you can see over here, in the top 10, so for the majors, Dogecoin far outperformed all the other ones in the top 10 over the past 30 days. So that's Elon's responsibility over there, the Doge father. And if we look at top Elon Musk inspired coins by market cap, we can see all kinds of stuff over here. But look at this one. Look at Shrub, 158,000, 176%. Now that's going to be really important. You might ask, what is Shrub? Well, Andrew Kang over here from Mechanism Capital says, Elon's dog, Elon's squirrel, Elon's hedgehog, any animal Elon mentions turns to gold. Really important, guys. And then Average Joe says, both Kobe and Andrew King are following Shrub Hedgehog. Well, Shrub went to $162 million FDV, and it's probably just getting started. This was just 5 days ago, guys. Just 5 days ago. So how did this happen? Well, back on November 3rd, Elon posted this, and then this guy, Clever, take notes, guys, because what I'm about to tell you is a playbook here, right? So we're going to go buy one of Elon's pets here that has way undervalued. And then our goal is to get Elon to mention this pet, right? So Spy over here says, hey, Elon, I saw you mention your hedgehog loves to run on the wheel. I didn't know that you had a hedgehog. I thought that was only when you were a kid. Have you shared her name or shown her? Her name is Shrub, the hedgehog. And then this guy, obviously in crypto, goes, I don't know how you do it, bro. Holy shit, this guy might be the GOAT. Well done, brother. This is generational. You fucking legend. This is it. This is the book, guys. Right? This is the book right here. This is what you want to do. You want to get his attention when we inevitably tell you what this coin is, right? So again, there was Peanuts, Obi Peanut Kenobi, you know, America was saved by a squirrel and a meme coin. Like, you know, it's everything that he talks about turns into gold, right? Peanut 1.63 went to, you know, $2 billion valuation. Then we had Shrub, right? It went to 167 or what is it? $250 million FDV from nothing. Right? It just pumped from nowhere, essentially. Look on the daily. Look at this, guys. This is the lesson here. Look, all the way, this started back in 23 of June, 2024. And it was just flat, right? And if you bought over here a little bit, people did, they had a conviction, right? And they had to wait from June all the way till November, June, July, August, September, October, November. The guy says, hey, Elon, I heard you had a hedgehog. He goes, yep. And then bam. I mean, it went from essentially nothing, right? Essentially, like basically nothing. It's on the line of nothing. $200,000 market cap to $250 million market cap, right? That's crazy. Guys, that's a 1,250x, right? So if you put like $1,000 into that, that's put into $1.25 million. And that, my friends, is how lives get changed every day in crypto, right? But you got to work for your bags. You got to work for your bags. That legend over there was able to get his attention, and there you go. Shrub the hedgehog. People's lives were changed. So here we go, guys. Here is the alpha. The race between Gary, our pet snail who lives in a pineapple, and Godot, our tunnel boring. Aaron over here says, agreed, Andrew, this is Andrew King. Any animal that Elon Musk mentions turns into gold. But there's one you missed that Elon has spoken about for years. Elon Musk owns a pet snail named Gary. There's one on ETH and there's one on Sol. As you guys know, Aaron's one of our researchers over here. And I'm not sure which one wins, but one thing for sure, Gary's a speed demon and he's running to 100 million fast. I think 100 million is FUD, Aaron. And as you can see, these are all the different times that Elon talked about Gary. His name is Gary and he's a snail. Gary the snail is still winning, but gaining on him or her. Gary the snail crushes us. Wouldn't be fair, but TBC might give him a run. The last time he was mentioned in 2020, right? But next time the boring company mentions something, so one of you guys would just go, Elon, how'd the race with Gary go? And maybe he says, oh, Gary was killed by the tractor or by Godot or whatever. Oh my God, imagine another peanut situation there. And then Elon goes, well, may his soul be blessed at eternity or something. It would just send it. And so you have the boring company. Remember, guys, this is the tunnel drilling company that Elon's working on. Still one of his massive giga projects. It's a really big deal. And it takes him so long to drill. That's probably why the news is kind of slow, right? It turns out Elon has another pet snail called Gary, and a team just CTO'd it. Most snails might not run, but this one could, however, lift off. And so we're gonna go explore that right now. And as you can see, it's a pretty big deal, right? Because the boring company says what they want to do is they want to beat the snail. They want to beat Gary. They want this guy over here to drill faster than Gary the snail. And as you can see over here, it's super cheap, guys. I mean, right now, if it's sitting here at a $1.1 million FTV, and it's been going for, this one's actually fairly new. It's only been going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. But they have put some effort into it, right? And you can also see the one over here on Solana, right? Which has been out a lot longer. This one was created, but not so much longer. This one's November 3rd, but it was out before. And this one's at $188,000. It doesn't mean that if he mentioned Gary tomorrow that they wouldn't both run like crazy. So I placed both bets in both. And this one is so cheap right now, $188,000 FTV, that for $1,800 you can buy 1% of the supply, right? So I'm not suggesting, guys, and keep in mind, he maybe never mentions the snail and these just continue to go to zero, right? And that's in crypto a risk and you must be willing to take. And these are bets that we're placing. I put money into both of them in case a hedgehog type of situation, evolves here, right? And this is the one on ETH. They actually put together a website, and you can see some of the different discussions here, where this is Gary the snail living inside of a pineapple, and this is him talking about it.
And our target actually is, we've got a pet snail called Gary. This is from Gary the snail from South Park. SpongeBob SquarePants. So Gary is capable currently he's capable of going 14 times faster than a tunnel boring machine. And
so that's pretty wild. So there we go, guys. Like, it's all this whole space. Now, I'm not saying this is going to run like crazy, right? But I am saying that maybe it makes sense to place your bets, right? And just so you guys know out there watching this, what I'll do is I should put the link for these in the description. This one on Solana starts with GKFYB, and it's a pump fund token. And the one on Ethereum ends in 9686. Let's try to get Elon's attention. Let's find out what happened with Gary the snail, and let's get him to tell the world what's up with Gary and pump our bags to Valhalla. Holla.